and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we have a visiting pirate in the studio, which can only mean one thing. Welcome, Constable Heartless.
Hi, ahoy there, ahoy.
This means you're ready to take over Hampton again, right?
Aye, we are ready to raid Hampton and plunder and pillage the fine residents of this fair city.
Why do we welcome this? It sounds so bad, plunder and pillage, but yet
Everyone
we're excited.
loves the pirates. Everyone loves the pirates. We were just a little misunderstood back in the day.
Is that it?
Aye.
What is the lure of pirates? Why do we love you guys so much?
It's the Robin Hood syndrome. You know, Robin Hood, he played in the forest and he stole from the rich and gave to the poor. We are the poor, so we steal from everyone and keep for ourselves.
Is it that lure of being a little bad, you know?
Yes, the lure of only rules of the sea and the open air and nothing like the life of a pirate, because pirates were sailors first.
So it's that whole Jimmy Buffett kind of thing, only maybe a little more dark.
I think Jimmy Buffett was a pirate in his day. He just won't admit it.
All right, so you're here. That can only mean it's time for the Pirate Festival, right?
Blackbeard Pirate Festival. The greatest pirate festival on the eastern seaboard, in my humble opinion.
Hey, it was named one of the top pirate festivals in the country.
It was.
We all have.
That's
Number
right.
3.
And let me introduce Sarah Hirschberg. I was so excited with the constable. You got to pay him proper respect.
That's right. I cannot beat this. So.
So I am, though, going to turn to you for dates, times, and places.
That's right. We're welcoming the 16th annual Hampton Blackbeard Festival in our downtown Hampton. Our pirates will raid downtown. They'll start earlier in the week, but the festival kicks off on Saturday and Sunday, which is May the 30th and the 31st.
Now, I'm just going to stop for a second and let that sink into people, because I think of you all as the first weekend in June, because that's usually when it is, but it's really the first weekend after Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a little early, so you got to reset your clocks here to May.
That's right. And we're going to kick it off with a pirate ball on Friday the 29th at the Crown Plaza.
Ball.
Grand ball, and hopefully you won't be hit by a tornado
No
this year.
tornadoes. No,
Celebrate.
I've already talked to him upstairs, and he's going to give us fair weather. So
Perfect. So the ball on Friday, and then Saturday, full festival, right?
I will start out the festival at 10 a.m. and with a grand barrage from the cannons, and start skits and living history and children's area, and then we'll have sea battles, and we'll seize a merchant ship and reenact the last battle of my dear departed Captain Blackbeard. He lost his head, you know.
He did, and his head will be paraded through town again, right?
It will. And then the Royal Navy will try to put us on trial for piracy.
Imagine.
Yeah, we just misunderstood.
Misunderstood, absolutely. So this is, it's a chance to dress up, to put on a little bit of a different persona, whether you're a kid, and it's easy for kids, or, whether you're an adult.
Well, this is how I am most of the time. It's funny attire you have is.
Well, it is now, Constable, but you had a past life, and that was the source of your pirate name, Heartless, comes from your previous career.
It was. When they first started thinking of pirates, I was a police officer here in this fair city, and on the dark side.
Or the bright side, the side of the law for 30-ish, for how many years?
And we got our start during Op Sale 2000, and a gentleman brought to the city's attention about the history of Blackbeard and his crew, and that sort of kicked off the whole endeavor. And I was the constable running the security for the event, and made sure that the pirates behaved themselves, and that everyone had a good time. And then I decided to retire, and the youngsters that worked for me always accused me of being heartless because I made them work. I wanted them to catch bad guys.
Right.
And I took nothing for an excuse. And so they sort of put the two together. And then over a period of time, evidently, I think I missed a pirate meeting and got voted in as captain of the Blackbeard's crew. So that's pretty much in a nutshell the history.
So you went from a life of catching bad guys to your new life of being a bad guy.
A lot more fun.
There's an attraction there.
There is.
That we all can see. So you are now captain of Blackbeard's ship.
I am captain of the Blackbeard's crew based right here in Hampton, and we are building a new ship. There's a lot of talk about the Luna, and the Luna will be pretty much a replica, exact replica of the Adventure, which was Blackbeard's true flagship. A lot of people think about the Queen Anne's Revenge, but
right, that's what you hear. That's the name.
And the Queen Anne's Revenge was a grand ship, a three-masted sailing ship with 40-plus cannon. But he actually captured that vessel twice during his career, even though it was relatively short. And he kept the Queen Anne's Revenge for a very brief period of time, and then he had to downsize. You know, it took 100 pirates or more to man the Queen Anne's Revenge, and that's a lot of people to share
your gold
with.
with.
That's right.
You don't want that many people splitting the treasure.
He was the original corporate downsizer, and he scuttled the Queen Anne's Revenge and loaded the treasure up on his flagship, the Adventure, which was a single-masted sloop, very fast, sleek vessel, drew very shallow water so that they could escape from the Royal Navy.
Better get away, right? Why stay and fight if you don't have to?
That's right. The Royal Navy, wants to stretch my neck, and I like my neck just the way it is. Thank you.
Get away from them.
So we thought it would be more historically proper to make a sloop in honor of Blackbeard. And it will actually be a floating classroom a good portion of the year when it's finished, teaching the youngsters about the sea. And that's what we do as a crew, is our goal is to preserve the heritage, and this is a phenomenal area for marine heritage, and teach the way it really was and try to dispel some of the Hollywood it makes for good movies, but, a sailor's life was not easy back then, and family life, and we like to bring all of that history alive. That's why we put in an encampment during Blackbeard Festival.
So when you say encampment, this is, you guys set up in Mill Point, and it's...
And we're living out of the encampment for the duration, and cooking, and we'll actually have cooking demonstrations, and show people how to make rope, because you need all the line on the ship, and you never waste any line either, actually.
There you go, holding up your...
That's right. Got to have a place for my belaying pin.
Okay, what's that?
Belaying pin. Well, this is actually a tool. It's part of the ship. It goes in a hole on the gunnel, and you tie lines off to it, and if you need to release those lines really quick, you just pull it up and the line will go free. Now, believe it or not, in the 18th century and 17th century, some communities would not care for us honest sailors just trying to make a living,
Despite the fact that you came in and spent money in town?
That's right, but they would not want us carrying swords and firearms off the ship. So what we would do is we'd walk by the gunnel, we'd pull up a belaying pin, stick it in our belt, and it wasn't a weapon. But it also is a good recruiting tool.
If you wanted to say, bring back some unwilling folks.
Yes, and actually there's a fairly modern implement that was designed after the belaying pin, and it's very near to me when I walked the beat in Phoebus when I first started out. And we did have a walking beat back then.
Oh,
the
yeah?
old days, yeah.
So that's your billy club?
That's right, the nightstick.
The police
Yep.
officers. Interesting.
And the same techniques that are taught to the kids in the police academies today on how to use a baton is what was learned from the 18th century mariner. And
Boy, this really was a natural career progression for
Aye.
you then, wasn't it? You came in trained.
So that's, and piracy is a lot more fun than police work.
Well, congratulations on your new career. And I hope
thank you.
your new ship is finished. Is it a ship or a boat? What's the difference?
It will be a ship.
Okay.
It's a very large vessel. I have about 55 feet of walkable deck space and a 30-foot bowsprit off the front, and it will be a grand sight when she's afloat. And it's getting very, very close. We laid the decking, finished laying the decking this past week, and so it is getting closer and closer hitting the water.
Wonderful. Okay, well, we look forward to the boat, but
Aye.
before that, we look forward to the Pirate Festival. May
30th and 31st. Our ball is the 29th at the Crown Plaza. You can purchase tickets for $35 at City Hall, 5th floor.
And the greatest fireworks display ever.
I'll let Randy do that. He's in charge of our fireworks
Are
too.
you? Because it absolutely is. It's
Yes,
wonderful.
if it goes bang, that's
9 p.m. Saturday night.
So there's cannon battles during the day, and
Right.
you can hear the fights on the water. There's sword fights during the day, and
And
then
we'll have a shore
big
battery, so we'll be firing big guns along the shore. We always have some of the finest cannons.
Well, you can't expect Hampton to just let you come in. We got to fight you off a little bit, or at least pretend to.
Yeah, well, the residents love us, the town folk. This is the greatest town.
Well, just like the
Most
Pirates,
history.
you come in and you spend some money, and you're our tourists and our guests, and we're happy to host you.
We were good for the economy.
Absolutely.
Aye.
Who else had that much gold to spend?
Well, it was not only that, but the goods we brought in. We were the Walmart of the 18th century. Tax-free.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, and we look
quite
forward
welcome.
to it. Constable Heartless and Sarah, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thank you, Robin.
I'm getting excited already.
So are we.
And thank you for watching. I hope you, A, enjoy, but B, learn a little bit too about pirates, because it is a part of our heritage. We're a waterfront town. They were really here, and it's an interesting part of our life. Thanks for watching.